Here to pick up where we last left off. We just closed out with fire signs, and just a general view of what this next turning of the wheel has in store for all of you. We are going to get into specifics for each individual sign once we totally close this reading out at the end, just to tie everything up nicely. But what we're doing right now is just kind of going into the collective for all the different elemental signs of the zodiac, and looking at what are the general themes that you all will be working through in this next cycle, this next year. And fire signs definitely, have a lot of cleanup work that they're focused on, and tying up of the past and beginning new cycles, fresh new journeys, fresh new experiences, and doing a lot of healing work, a lot of integrative healing work that actually finally comes to a place of bearing fruit. And what I really get is that fire signs have been doing healing work for a minute now, and it may kind of be at that stage where it feels like, do I ever get to see the results of all this work I've done? And that answer is obviously yes. Like, there's such a beautiful, blessed new beginning coming for fire signs, and really seeing that manifest in the springtime and coming to fruition in the summer, but a lot of healing, of old wounds, and in some cases, reunions, reconciliations, fresh starts, in other cases, love, a new beginning in love with somebody who actually can meet you, somebody who's really in their own power and knows how to share power, where it's not about push-pull dynamics or one person wearing the pants. Relationships work better if no one wears the pants, really. But it looks like a really good time for fire signs coming in for sure. Just the tide's turning, but there's some tying up of loose ends, some work to be done. And you all are going to be focusing on that throughout the close of the year. And that really makes sense because we don't have Chiron going direct until January 18th, 2022. And Chiron is been guiding all of us on this journey of healing, and really healing wounds of the self. It's been retrograde in Aries. And Aries is a fire sign, right? Aries came through really strongly in the fire sign read for the collective. So definitely that's at the forefront, is like healing those wounds, doing the integrative work, moving beyond that, and experiencing the fruit of that effort, and see what you grew, what your harvest will be from all that, tilling of the soil of the soul, right? Maybe you've been gardening too, getting in touch with the land more, maybe actually getting your hands in the dirt, or if you haven't, that might be something that can really support you during this time. It's kind of funny because we're in the winter time, but there's lots of different kinds of gardening you can do. So there's indoor gardening as well. So interesting that just kind of came through. So maybe you're doing something in relation, to actual planting, actually planting and preparing, and depending on where you are in the world, it might be ideal weather for that right now to do some of that. So over here in Michigan, it's cold. It's getting cold, and I'm like cozy in my robe right now. And I was trying to think what sign to dive into next with this reading. What elemental signs to dive into. And I'm going to go into earth signs now, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And the reason I'm going to head into their direction is because they were the second ones to make an appearance on the board. First came through the fire, so we addressed all them first. And then the next element that came in was earth, big time, with that Virgo energy, okay? With the Hermit. And then after that, we definitely had water made an appearance, particularly Cancer at the forefront. So I kind of take it as those are signs that might have a lot really going on in this cycle, and we are wrapping up a major eclipse cycle with a lot coming to light, that first kicked off in May of this year and is culminating tomorrow, actually, on the 19th in the sign of Taurus, another earth sign. So it just feels appropriate to me to bring the earth in first, and then we'll bring in the water signs, and we'll close out this portion with air. Air is like, we're the last to arrive on the scene in this case, which is kind of funny. But airs are in a very kind of introspective period. They're doing a lot of inner focus right now, and kind of focusing on their own thing. So we'll get into all of that. But first I want to kind of like just clear out this deck from the old energy, invite the fresh energy in, and see what's going on with the earth signs. What are they experiencing? How are they being affected? And I just want to offer up a little spirit candy here, some tobacco. Ask Spirit to bless up this reading for the Earth Sign Collective, for the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn Collective. Let the information that come through in this reading be exactly what they need to hear at this time to move forward in an empowering way in their lives, and receive the blessings that are due them. It smells so good. And just offering up to some spirit in your neck of the woods for all those who are joining in this reading. Blessing up the collective of this reading, the people who are coming here to receive what wants to come through. May it serve you well. Okay. So let's see what's going on with the earth signs and what is coming in for them over this next turning of the wheel. And one thing that's just coming through right now before I even get started really shuffling the cards is a need. Just making sure these are all upright. Okay. I don't like to start with any reversals. We let those reveal themselves on their own. What's coming through is really a stabilizing influence, a need to stabilize. Finances are a big area of focus, but also the structure. And what I mean by the structure, I mean that even like on a physical level, like your physical foundation, your physical structure, your physical strength. So there's kind of this like the framework, and when I think of framework in terms of the body, I think like the skeletal structure, and the integrity of that. So, pay attention to how your body's feeling And notice where your weak links are, like areas where you have previous injuries, and pay attention to how you're working out, how you're training, how the physical activity you're doing, or lack of physical activity for some, how that's affecting your physical structure, your body. How is it feeling? And provide reinforcement where necessary. And even maybe for those who are actively training or working out, making sure that you're also incorporating like physical therapy days as part of your training, where you do specific training for strengthening those weak links, areas that have suffered previous injuries. This is coming in for some reason with earth signs right off the bat. So just a download there. But let's see. Let's see what's coming in for you all. I'm going to go ahead and put this card back from that fire sign read at the bottom of the community chest. Just clearing away the old energy there completely. Let's dive in and find out what's coming in for the earth signs, what's coming in for the collective Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in this next turning of the wheel. What do the next 12 months have in store? We already got some cards flying out here. Quite a few. All right, there's stuff that definitely wants to come through here. So let's take a look at what came out in that first pass. Okay. So I see that there is something really challenging going on right now with earth signs. There's been some communication that's come in with the Eight of Wands. Okay, it came in very quickly, and it came in a little sideways. So that lets me know that it was unexpected, and also that the communication was kind of sideways, like someone talking out the side of their neck. That's what I got coming through, someone kind of pulling a curveball on the communication level. It comes in with the moon, okay? So this is something being brought to light through communication, quick communication coming in, unexpected communication, and communication that hits you a little sideways or makes you go, excuse me? Okay? A little bit of a disillusioning element, okay? Something that was hidden is coming to light. This is what I gather. And I don't think that this communication came in a pleasant way at all. If you haven't received this communication yet, it'll be coming in real soon, okay? Because this is the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is very impulsive. It's also rapid, rapid movement, rapid influence coming in, okay? And the fact that it's in reverse, this is impetuous and this is reckless. This is not necessarily a positive energy. Additionally, verbally, it can be very harsh words coming in very quick and fast. And I see that there's no more growing here. Got 7 of Pentacles in reverse. This might also be news that affects your finances adversely. Okay, but it comes in quickly, and whatever was growing, there's like a stop is being put to it. This is what I get. Something's being cut off here. There's no more waiting around for this to bear fruit, and this happened very quickly, very sideways. I'm really curious to get like more information off this right now. So I want to see where did the growth where did the growth turn around there? Okay, I got a card here. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So, Queen of Pentacles aligned with the signs of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, so showing up in your reading right there. Also, Queen of Pentacles is often like, there's a few different kind of manifestations of the Queen of Pentacles. So I'll kind of go into many of the ways that this can be expressed, this energy. But the Queen of Pentacles is like often a businesswoman, a woman who has sort of built a financial foundation for herself, and is doing well in that area, is independent, self-supportive. She's also often considered like a very solid, partner. And this can be business or romantic. But right now, all we have are pentacles, swords, and wands on the board. I am not seeing any cups yet, okay? I believe that this is specifically talking about something connected to finances. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun card, okay? So this could be connected to a Leo, okay? Doesn't have to be, but it's that archetypal energy. So we had the Sun card come up here, okay? Could be connected to a child, okay? I could see one message that's coming through right now, and comfort and sympathy to those that were trying to get pregnant and unfortunately suffered a loss in regard to that. Miscarriage is a message that's coming through with this, and that would be the cessation of growth. It's a message that's coming in pretty strong. This is one interpretation, okay? Something that was supposed to bring a lot of joy and a lot of happiness, and maybe connected to an infant, a baby, a pregnancy, or even just, even just a child. This may be some kind of like a mother who's been separated from her child for whatever reason. And sometimes too, the Knight of Swords can also represent legal action. And with this in the reverse, I could see this also could be like some kind of like custody arrangement that maybe didn't work out for the best, or as was hoped for this Queen of Pentacles. Very disillusioning, rapid news coming in. Or this could be connected to finances and a business project that was like your baby, and getting some news that kind of turns everything upside down. It is very disappointing, okay, because there's the Five of Cups comes in after that. So there's the emotion, all right? Again, with the Five of Cups there, and with it being this deep emotional loss, there's regret. There's like looking back and feeling regret about the way things went, Interestingly enough, though, as we see here, just as in, the Four of Cups card here, looking back on the regret and what was spilled, and this might have been connected to a third party dynamic. There's a lot of third party stuff coming up in the collective right now in general. But we see 3 cups spilled, and this also can be symbolic of like hoping for a healing, hoping for a reconciliation, hoping for some kind of, celebration. So again, that could tie into pregnancy if you were hoping, to have a baby and found out you couldn't conceive, or you did get pregnant and unfortunately miscarried. That could also be, something that would describe this feeling of like regret and sadness of not having the celebration that was hoped for, or the reunion, the reconciliation, in some cases the wedding, okay? But there is this Two of Cups that's still offered here. It's like there's always the balance in these cards, even in the cards that speak of reversals, right? It's like, okay, here's the disappointment, but there's still something being offered. You just can't see it right now because you're looking at what's spilled. And it's interesting, there's even this little creature. I'm not quite sure what kind of creature this is. It's a magical creature, though. And the creature is offering up this orb, kind of like, hey, there's still something here. And this is very interesting because I see a fish right above it. And instantly, when I saw the fish, like, my mind went Pisces. So there might be something that a Pisces has to offer you in this situation that's going to give you comfort. This could be connected to a Pisces. It could be connected to a romantic union, with a Pisces, with that Two of Cups there. And, I think this is a strong possibility because we see here a Knight of Cups, okay? And that's an emotional offer that comes in that kind of like acts as a salve, to the wound of whatever was lost or whatever was spilled, what you feel didn't come to fruition as you hoped and was a cause for regret, and sadness. There's something that's coming in that is going to help bring a feeling of opportunity and upliftment. And this is a gift from Spirit. And this specifically relates to Taurus, okay? Taurus energy, because this is the Hierophant, and that is aligned with the archetype of Taurus. Okay, this is a card about, spirit, spirit being present and spirit being aligned with this. And it does bring people together. It brings a feeling of celebration. So that's energy coming in really strong for Taurus, about something that brings the community together. Brings a feeling of being supported for Taurus specifically, but this can apply to any earth sign because we're reading into the earth signs here, but I am going to call out those astrological placements. It could potentially lead to a union. Sometimes the Hierophant can represent a marriage, and sometimes a marriage in spirit. But we do have, the Queen of Cups coming after that, okay? So that definitely shows like this beautiful romantic union. And again, there's the signs of Cancer, Pisces, okay, and Scorpio. This is also aligned with mother energy. Right? So there's something that brings hope. And this could be a message of somebody who has tried to get pregnant, wanted to have a baby, and was very disappointed in the past, but potentially having a turnaround there and some quick news coming in, finding out that they're pregnant. Let's see what we got here. Got Page of Wands, okay? So that is news coming in. Could be from a fire sign, you know, potentially. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So there's Leo energy again, twice. And this could also be connected to Virgo energy, okay, with the Hierophant. But, you know, when I think the Hierophant, I said the Hierophant again. I meant the Hermit. So this might be a very strong message for Taurus, okay? But with the Hermit energy here, it's kind of interesting because what is a hermit? A hermit is somebody who is completely on their own, right? But if you are pregnant with child, then you're not. This isn't going to apply to everybody, but I do have this like pregnancy message coming in. But if you are, you know, pregnant with child, you're not alone anymore, right? And we do see this mother card indication with this Queen of Cups and rapid news coming in. It looks like there's been disappointment in the past. Now, again, I'm kind of going with this message. It's not going to be everybody's story, but this message wants to come through for somebody. Knight of Swords with that rapid, like kind of intensity coming in. That very well could have been you were pregnant in the past and had a miscarriage. And that was a very distressing, upsetting experience. But it looks like there could be a turnaround and you could find out that you conceived. And this is interesting because right behind that is Nine of Pentacles. So that is like a fullness, abundance, you know, and I can see that as being like, you know, the Nine of Pentacles is very fertile. So what I would say is if you are not wanting to get pregnant, you might want to be careful about that because you could be in a very fertile cycle. Again, you know, that's not necessarily going to apply to everybody. Let's see what's on top of that. We do have Knight of Wands action and the Judgment. So yeah, you know, I'm really taking this as this is kind of the message that wants to come through on this level. First message that wants to come through. Because we have Knight of Wands, which is, again, fiery energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and, you know, swift action coming in, okay? Eight of Wands, you know, can also be like the arrows of love, you know, as well. But this is like rapid movement. It can be travel, you know. So these are all energies coming in. So fire signs linking up there. There is something that was like kind of a disappointment though, and it came in very swiftly. I'm really picking up it's connected to a pregnancy for a lot of people and losing a baby. And lots of healing and love and comfort to those that had to go through that experience. But it does look like you will receive some positive news in relation to conception. So even though it doesn't erase, you know, any sense of loss, there is something beautiful coming in to turn that around, you know. Likewise, if you've really been struggling to conceive, it looks like you're heading into a fertile cycle, and you definitely could be with child soon. Might be with a fire sign or a Pisces. That's possible. It could also happen within those seasons, right? That are associated with those zodiac signs. In terms of if this is looking at a business project, I would say that there was a reversal, financially in the past, and things didn't grow in the way that you expected them to after a pretty big investment of your energy. And in that case, there is, a new opportunity coming in to enter into, I would say it would be some kind of creative project, but it sort of allows you to move as a free independent agent. Not you working like under somebody's thumb, like not being part of a corporation or anything like that. I see this more as like freelance work, maybe picking up some more gigs, or developing your own business. It's definitely something that's more focused on you as an individual rather than being kind of a cog, in the machine. It's something you can. I just got independently owned and operated. Okay, so if you have been considering starting your own business, or there's something you've really been working to build, stick with it, because though you may have experienced a disappointment in the past, it was more because the direction you were heading wasn't really aligned with your spirit. And so now it's time for you kind of like reevaluate